All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Uda. Welcome to the Uda. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me.
You already know the vibes. You already know the vibes. We back with another one. I'm Uda. I'm on go. You on go with me, and we all on go together. You already know, man. Everybody, listen, man. Diddy denied bail again by Judge Arun Subramanian. So we got a couple page document to read real quick. You know, we just got to get the people an update, and this is what's going on. The bail package looked good. 50 million. He would stay in Florida, in the Southern District of New York, to deal with attorneys. They said they would submit to any part of it or all of the stipulations as well. But we have seen that has faltered. So salute to everybody in the building. You already know the vibe. You're on go now. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. Get in the chat. Get active. This is the Go Gang that's in the chat. Be a part of it. Let us know what you're thinking about this whole situation, about Diddy, about the trial, about everything. Even what I'm about to read right now. Let me know exactly what you're talking about, but let's get into it. All right. Let's get to it now. Listen, right? So you see when it came in 8th, 4/25. Okay. See, it came in the 4th. So listen, let's get to it. It shows you the judge's name, Arun Subramanian. You already know the judge's name. Anyway. Defendant Sean Combs renews his request for bail pending his sentencing on this application. Combs doesn't contest that detention is mandatory for his crimes of conviction. He relies solely on the limited exception to mandatory detention where, one, the court finds by clear and convincing evidence that the person is not likely to flee or pose a danger to the safety of any other person or the community if released. 18 U.S.C. 3143A1 and 3145C. And there are two exceptional reasons why such person's detention would not be appropriate. Exceptional reasons exist where there is a unique combination of circumstances giving rise to situations that are out of the ordinary. United States versus colon. This statutory framework creates a presumption in favor of detention that places a plainly substantial burden of proof on the defendant seeking release. They go into another case, Lloyd. You know, they got to cite their cases. All right. Okay. Let me see what's going on. Make sure the screen is all good. Make sure we all good. We all good, right? Hold up. Yeah, we all good. Y'all can see that good, right? Y'all can see that good as well. All right, cool. As for the risk of flight or danger, Combs fails to meet his burden by clear and convincing evidence for the reasons set forth on the record at the July 2nd, 2025 hearing, increasing the amount of bond or devising additional conditions doesn't change the calculus given the circumstances and the heavy burden of proof that Combs bears. At trial, the defense conceded that the defendant's violence in his personal relationships, this type of violence, which happens behind closed doors, is impossible to police with conditions. On this basis alone, Combs' application is denied. Wow. They said just based on that alone. Because remember, that was that was from the very beginning, from the opening argument, from the opening statements. They said they admitted to all of the abuse, the domestic. They said if this was a domestic case, we would take it. This and this and that. They owned all of that. So they saying based on these domestic things alone, it's crazy. Even if the flight or danger requirement was satisfied, there are no exceptional reasons warranting a departure from what Congress has required. Combs's Mann Act arguments might have traction in a case that didn't involve evidence of violence. You see what I'm saying? If it wasn't so much violence, and this is what we've been talking about, coercion or subjugation in connection with the acts of prostitution at issue. But the record here contains evidence of all three. Wow. While Combs may contend at sentencing that this evidence should be discounted and that what happened was nothing more than a case of willing swingers utilizing the voluntary services of escorts for their mutual pleasure, the government takes the opposite view that Cassie Ventura and Jane were beaten, coerced, and threatened and lied to and victimized by Combs as a part of their participation in these events. That makes this case unlike any of the cases Combs points to and places it outside of the narrow exception to detention that Congress otherwise deemed mandatory. To be clear, as indicated at the July 2nd hearing, the court offers no view as to how the parties' competing arguments about the evidence will cash out for purposes of sentencing, which is happening in just 60 days. At this juncture, however, the record doesn't establish the kind of out of the ordinary exceptional circumstances requiring immediate release. Combs also points to squalor and danger at the Metropolitan Detention Center, conditions that he says has been aggravated by the federal government's aggressive budget cuts this year. The public outcry concerning these conditions has come from all corners, but as Combs acknowledges, MDC staff has been able to keep him safe and attend to his needs, even during an incident of threatened violence from an inmate in the United States versus Chavez. They're going to go into what happened in this case. The court found that the conditions at the MDC rose to the level of exceptional reasons, warranting where it was undisputed that the defendant posed no risk or flight or danger, and where unique circumstances counseled release, including the defendant's advanced age and serious medical conditions, which require care that the MDC may not be able to provide. Those facts are not presented here, and nothing in Chavez suggests that exceptional reasons warrant release for every person awaiting sentencing in the MDC. Rather, the MDC is a factor, admittedly serious one, to consider along with others in making that determination. For these reasons, as well as those stated on the record at July 2nd hearing, Combs fails to satisfy his burden to demonstrate an entitlement to release, and the motion for bail is denied and so ordered. And you see the judge's signature and you see the date, August 4th, 2025. It's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. But the bail was denied. We do see that the bail was denied. You know what I mean? I felt like it was going to be denied anyway. The package sound good. They was willing to take even 1, 2, 3, or all stipulations, everything, ankle monitors, testing, stay at the house, whatever. They was willing to do it all. But that's some of the same reasons why I'm saying this. Is some of the same reasons why I think that Diddy may just at least get like a 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it no other way. You know what I mean? If he get hot, like boom, you're gonna give him uneven charges time on both, what, 3 and 2, or you're gonna give him 2.5, 2.5, or you're gonna give him 2 and 2. It's 2 counts. So whatever he get for one, he's gonna get for the other. You see what I'm saying? So he could get 2.5 and 2.5, and he has a year in already, and you would have to do about 3 years and change. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Because why are they holding on so tight to him? He beat this more serious charges, even though these charges are serious too, and compile that with all of the allegations that was alleged against him. Things that he's been acquitted of is some of the same things that the judge is bringing back to speak about in this. That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter what the jury feels. It doesn't matter what you and I feel. It's about what the judge sees and how the judge sees this case. If the judge feels like they were victims in some ways of him and the coercion, you've seen him state that. Okay. So regardless if the jury said okay and they wasn't able to convict on these things, the judge still feels that, listen, this has violence, extreme violences, right? And you can see how he thinks about the case himself. So my question to everybody that's watching this, right? Regardless of what you're on Diddy's side, if you're not on Diddy's side, me, I'm unbiased, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm right there. I'm right down the road with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm right down the road. I can see both sides. I can see when the prosecution's making sense. I can see when the defense is making sense. I can see when both sides are. As far as the letter that came out, the motions that the defense came out, I thought that the letter looked good. I thought that the couple of cases, the Chavez case, the Trowbridge case with Tills, and how Tills caught 18 months and Trowbridge and them got probation, but then the prosecution came out cooking on their motion, you know what I'm saying? And they said, like, even in the Trowbridge and Tills case, you know what I'm saying, they were never remanded, like how Combs is. they were able to be free the whole time until trial and all these different things. So they had different circumstances. I don't know if these guys had any record. One guy, Stebic, he only did one trip, never had no SEX with nobody. Another person, Trowbridge, he said he made like 2 trips. I don't know. I think he was busting some things down, though, the toots. And Tills, you know what I mean? They was the ones that was hiring the women, the toots, to go be with him and his mans and be with his fraternity brothers. He ended up getting 18 months. So this is why they were citing this case, which wasn't a bad shot, you know what I mean, to try to shoot for something. You need to try something, you know what I mean? You need to put something on the books. And like they said, you know what I mean, what the prosecution is going for, you know what I mean, that doesn't satisfy what the prosecution is trying to push for. And at the end of the day, we got to understand that the judge works for the government as well. He's going to be as fair as he can be. Hopefully he will be. But the judge, that's who pays his bills, the government. You know what I'm saying? So understand that. Also understand that as well. You know what I mean? So Diddy still got an uphill climb. He got an uphill battle. It's a lot going on. I got to read some more paperwork. King Combs has come out to speak out about his pops, about the verdict, about the way he's feeling about some things in a current. He just did a Billboard interview. So I do want to get into a little bit of that as well. So just make sure you're checking the upload section. I am about to go live as well. Make sure you're checking the lives. Make sure you're checking the upload section as well. I've been trying to pull back from the shorts. So when you go into my shorts, you'll see more of me updating more. I have a lot more shorts to upload. So many even things from the trial that I never uploaded. It's a lot. But just make sure y'all supporting everything. Share this video. Share everything. Comment on all the videos, live, shorts, videos, uploads. Sevens in every one of the chat, because God and Jesus is great, and we got to keep God and Jesus' spirit always around us, especially in this here matrix. You feel me? So yeah, man, get in the comments. Let me know what you think about the bill being denied. Are you happy? Are you not? Did you think this is how it would go? What do you think Diddy's gonna get? Do you think he's gonna get 5 and under? Do you think he's gonna get 5 and over? What do you think is going to be the outcome of this whole situation? So like I said, get in the comments, share this videos, like, and subscribe to the channel now, and be a part of On Go, because we all on go. But the greatest thing about it is we all on go together. That's the only way to be on go, is together, man. We all could be strong individually. It takes a certain kind of a man or a woman to be strong in a group. Remember, I told you that. God and Jesus are the greatest. Is the greatest. Make sure you say it today.
All my niggas from the Hooters, all my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks.